back to Internal Affairs, a police podcast here with the IA guy. I'm the only one, Code 6 today. First and foremost, before we do this breakdown, and this one is on and cracking. I got to give a shout out to Donut Shop Podcast. Hey, Justin, man, thank you so much for the ball cap. I love it. It's fresh. And hopefully when you come out here to California, you can come by the studio and we'll do, we'll chop it up and have a great conversation. And hopefully I'll make my way out to the state of Florida. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to take you to May 10th, 2024, to the wonderful state of Vermont. This is going to be in Caledonian County with the St. Johnsbury Police Department. And here's the facts, right? Here's the incident. You got a man who's jaywalking, and the police officer approaches and pretty much makes contact and says, hey, why did you jaywalk back there? And after that, this is what happened. Take a look.
Excuse me, what's your name?
Huh?
What's your Taylor what?
Hey.
Taylor what?
Taylor Hay.
Yeah, at the end of it. No, I want you to stop here. You're being detained. Stop.
What?
You're gonna get tased. You better not fucking. Stop. What are you doing? Don't fucking move.
Why are you doing this?
You're gonna get tased.
Why are you doing this?
I told you stop.
Why are you doing this? I'm not doing anything.
Why are you running?
Go, help! 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 Stop! Help! Stop! Stop there! Help!
Stop.
Help! Help!
You're gonna get shot. Roll over!
Help!
Hit him with it.
Stop!
Hit him with it. He already tased
Stop
me.
it!
Stop! Roll over.
Save it.
Okay. Woo. All right. So a couple of things to talk about. First and foremost, let's go with what's going on right now, because this happened on May 10th. And let me give you an update. September 23rd, 2024, which was, about maybe a month and a half ago, he appeared in court on his aggravated assault charges. So there's a criminal portion of this right now as we speak. He pleaded not guilty. And one of the things that stands out the most, and again, this is just a bit of criticism. And again, if we're going to deploy the taser and we're going to get into a use of force, I'm all with that. And so is everybody else who's watching and listening, especially if you're law enforcement. But the educational piece to this, it's just this. It's the fact that what we always talk about when I teach at Savage Training Group is risk versus reward. So in other words, is the juice worth the squeeze? You got to start asking yourself, okay, what do we have here? We have a violator of jaywalking, which is an infraction. It's a citation. And so keep that in mind while you're dealing with this individual. Next thing you know, he decides to, he being the suspect, right, the violator, just runs away. And before I disrespect him even more, I don't want to call him he. His name is John Stiesel. I think that's what his name is. Let me put my glasses on. I think his name is Stelz, S-T-L-Z-O. So Mr. Stelz leaves. As you can see, there is close to 20 minutes of body-worn video of this entire incident that depicts the fact that he's struggling with the actual suspect / violator to effect an arrest and place him in the handcuffs and detain him and apprehend Mr. Stelz, if you will. But at some point, you see the officer actually turn back, right, upside down of the taser and pretty much pistol whips and strikes Mr. Stelz right into the head to effect an arrest, to get compliance. Next thing you know, after 10, 15 plus minutes, code for in custody with incident, right? So now we have to do a full-blown investigation. But the biggest lessons learned, and of course we're going to be a little critical here, is the fact that when you deploy the taser, and before I forget, it's really all about substantial deviation, right? So in other words, if you deviate from department policy as it relates to the taser deployment, fine, you can do that. If you're going to substantially deviate from whatever it is that you were taught, again, we're good to go. The question is, can you articulate, especially the fact that you grabbed the taser in a manner by which you held it behind you and struck him, in the head to effect an arrest and gain compliance? You know what? That's okay if, big if, IF, capital, bold, italic, you can articulate and explain why you deviated from such a policy. And if you can do that, great. That's something that the officer is going to have to explain. And so that's the biggest lessons that we have to really kind of flush out more than anything, is the fact that there's a lot of reasonableness, if you will, as to why you actually use that particular type of application of force as it relates to the actual taser. And you know what? We're about to find out, but I'm here to tell you that the first things first, the criminal portion of this particular incident has to be adjudicated. So we don't know what's going to happen from a criminal aspect. Now, putting the IA hat on, I can tell you that after it's all said and done, let's just say they drop the charges, there's going to be an IA initiated, and the admin portion with that lens, I can for surely tell you that there's going to be an allegation framed something along the lines, while on duty, used unauthorized force on Mr. Stells, right? Or you unlawfully deployed the tactics in a very unreasonable manner. So the buzzwords are going to be unreasonable, unlawful, unauthorized. Any of those words, it's probably going to come back sustained, which means that it occurred. And the penalty, well, that's all going to depend on the officer's record, his jacket, his reputation, his character, and if he has had any past prior sustained internal affairs complaint investigations adjudicated. And then the chief of police will make a recommendation. And I don't know how the state of Vermont works, but I'm sure that there's other levels of review for this to be looked at and to be adjudicated. So I hope that you got something out of this. And go ahead and comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And that's really about it. Like always, please be safe out there. And don't forget to go Code 6. Thank you.